Well, for Tottenham's last home game, an unchanged side which has climbed to 5th place in the table. 19-year-old Guy Butters has become a strong man in a reshaped defence. David Howells is beginning to fulfil his potential in a midfield role. England's Chris Waddle, always gifted, has been an inspiration consistently this season. And Erik Thorstvedt, the Norwegian goalkeeper, is settling into what was becoming a problem position for Tottenham under Terry Venables. Neville Southall scratched an eye in a domestic accident less than 48 hours ago, but a specialist has passed him fit to play on a ground where he's given some tremendous performances for Everton in the past. So it's the same Everton side which reached the FA Cup final on that same fateful Saturday a week ago. Pat Nevin's goal giving a victory over Norwich City, a victory which can now never be celebrated. Gerald Ashby, the referee, comes from Worcester. Well, it's time now for professionalism to prevail on the field. Everton defend the goal to the right in the first half. Here's Dave Watson. Cottee making the run, tracked by Mabbott. The header, though, drops for Sharp. Now Cottee. Sharp again. Sheedy's got into the centre. Trevor Stephen loitering on the edge of the area. And it was Nevin who whipped the ball in beyond Stephen. Room here for Ratcliffe. Bracewell. Sheedy. Whatever happens in the FA Cup, Everton do have one definite Wembley date in 8 days' time in the Simod Cup final, a competition for first and second division clubs. They play Nottingham Forest. Gascoigne. Stewart. Walsh has made a great run to the left. Stewart couldn't find him. And it was Neil MacDonald who climbed well to make the interception. And Nevin will make space for himself and time for Everton with some neat work on the ball, taken on by Van den Hauwe. Nevin. He's made room for a shot, as well as scoring the winner in the FA Cup semi-final against Norwich City. Nevin's had a good little spell in front of goal, 3 in his last 5 games. He was really invited to shoot then by Tottenham backing off. The crowd, as you would expect, not giving full rein to their emotions in support of their teams. Nevin linking up with Cottee here, and Bracewell. Everton certainly have put some passes together already in this game, with Pat Nevin prominent. Well, the free kick is certainly in Kevin Sheedy country, but he leaves it for Stephen, and the linesman is the most influential person after that for raising the flag. Well, so far at the other end, Neville Southall hasn't really been troubled to see whether that eye damage is going to cause him any concern this afternoon. It was a twig in the garden that popped up and caught him and scratched the surface of the eye. Waddle. Well, we've seen Chris Waddle put them in the back of the net from that range. He didn't really get it right off the meat, I suspect. But you have to be confident of your shooting ability to challenge Neville Southall from that range, bad eye or not. Good jump by Howells, who's had to put a bit of aggression into his play in midfield. Always been a very neat player. Gascoigne. Waddle. Covering across, first of all, was Ratcliffe, with McDonald in the right back slot. Sharp. Cottee held his position well to make the pass possible. Sheedy. It's got Van Howe to the left. Nevins away on the far side if Bracewell wants to spread the play. But whatever he was trying to do, it didn't come off. Possibly hit the ball at Sharp, who's such a fine target man. Allen. It's a useful looking run until Watson got a boot to it for Everton. Gascoigne. Walsh. The ball being passed with care and a good feel for it. But so far the defending doing its job capably. But the shot from Walsh, and they feel here at Tottenham that he doesn't do that often enough. His goal-scoring record really is poor, having got his first goal for Tottenham in this fixture against Everton last season after his move from Liverpool. Sheedy. Cottee. That's a real solid challenge there between Gascoigne and Bracewell that went Tottenham's way. And back it goes from Fenwick, to the appreciation of the crowd. Ball, a raking pass from Waddle to Fenwick. Stewart, surely he used a hand, which was a pity for Tottenham. He forced Southall into a difficult save, and that was a very direct move when we perhaps had a little too much elaboration from midfield. No doubt that it was handball by Stewart at the end of the quick ball from Fenwick. Cottee in the end impeding Mabbutt, but almost taking the ball from him fairly before that, in which case he would have had a chance to speed through at the Tottenham goal. McDonald. Bracewell has given it to Walsh, who improvised with the back header, hoping that Southall was coming off his line, as indeed he was. But Southall was able to reposition, and certainly the closest we've had to a goal. But poor Bracewell's ill-advised back pass, Walsh with a touch of inspiration and then a touch of nonchalance from Neville Southall. Well, he'll be relieved. Allen. Certainly one feature of the first half, the impeccable behaviour of the players. Stewart. And Nevin almost nudging Stephen out of the way, or trying to do that. Stephen took it on and found Sharp here. Sheedy is free for the early pass, which Sharp supplies. Stephen, nice touch. Cottee. Van Howe in crisply. Sheedy. Everton, who has been penned back over the last few minutes, breaking out again, and Nevin, brilliantly done by Pat Nevin for Everton. It lacked just the finish. Wonderful play by the player who got the goal in the semi-final a week ago, but will never be able to take any real pride from it. But nearly a proud moment there. Walsh, well hit. Southall able to get to it and make the catch to complete the save. Walsh again trying to improve his scoring record to nullify a potentially sweeping counter-attack from Tottenham. Waddle. That's Walsh, who seemed to be moving in to try and glance the ball on, but obviously believed he couldn't get there from Waddle's cross that was whipped in at pace. Cottee. Nevin taking it on the burst, and Houghton saw a way out for Tottenham. It's a dangerous move by Gascoigne. Everton traditionally strong in midfield over the past few years. Van den Hauwe. Oh, and it's a chance for Sharp, or it would have been, but he was offside. And indeed, with the typical lack of self-thought, Graham Sharp was steering it across goal to try and get Cottee to finish it off. It was a flighted chip by Van den Hauwe, but Sharp standing there was offside, and Cottee missed the target in any case. And it's Nevin's header. He's not known for that, although he's certainly headed a couple of significant goals in the past that he'll tell you about at length if you give him the opportunity. What can Waddle and Gascoigne come up with here? There's plenty of talk about it, but Gascoigne's not really getting a look in at the free kicks at the moment. He's joined the posse in the centre. And beating him to it was Paul Stewart, but not beating Southall. It was a very flighted ball again from Waddle that Stewart did well to reach, in all honesty. And if you get the feeling here that victory isn't very important, it's very understandable. Stephen. Bracewell. But now there might be something on for Everton with Nevin against Butters. Still Pat Nevin. Bracewell. And it's Sheedy! And that was beautifully built up by Everton. The shot was better that time from Sheedy, but it was the outside of the goal. Nevin. Now Waddle. Who's dander up, and that's a pass that has Stewart sprinting away. Watson's come across. Walsh has got into the centre. Stewart driving on here, and excellent play by Trevor Stephen in the Everton cause. Making sure the ball was his. Tottenham do look much more secure playing this way. The sweeper was An inventive thought by an inventive manager here, Terry Venables, but the players somehow never felt fully in tune with it. Walsh looks to chip Southall. A brilliant goal. Coming in the 69th minute. And Paul Walsh beats a high-class goalkeeper with a wonderful shot. The player who doesn't really score as many as his ability decrees he should has made his mark on this match. His 4th of the season, and as we've said earlier, if only he took the responsibility of shooting more often, he would surely get many, many more. That was a classic. Well, Terry Venables hoping that the home season will come to an end with another win. McDonald. And now there is a stoppage because Nevin is offside. The number 8 board is held aloft. A little shake of the head from Gascoigne. Possibly a precautionary move. Spurs still have 2 away games at Millwall and Queen's Park Rangers. The replacement is Vinnie Samways. Sheedy and Bracewell go off in a double Everton substitution. On comes Stuart McCall into midfield, and Wayne Clark will try and spearhead the Everton quest for an equaliser here. Walsh, a chance for his second, and Samways with his first touch. Well, Southall survived it. Walsh wanted too long, and in fact Samways couldn't squeeze it in either. The Spurs so close to a second. Waddle takes the corner. Southall comes to fist it off the head of Guy Butters. Well, Waddle only onside because they kept players on the line. It's another Tottenham corner. But a moment or two ago we just saw Paul Walsh with really perhaps what's been his problem in terms of scoring goals. He had the chance to take the shot early, which he did when he scored, but he wanted to make absolutely sure the second time, and Southall was able to smother. Houghton. And Southall makes the save look simple, even though the ball came to him on the half volley. Wayne Clark will help Sharp and Cotty in the Everton bid here to get something from this game. Clark, McDonald, Roberts' header, and it didn't go too far, but he was alert enough to collect the ball himself. Stewart getting in front of Watson and trying to get in behind him now, and he's done that. And it was Waddle who couldn't round it all off, but Stewart did superbly. The goal has opened up the game. And the resolution here from Stewart was most commendable. And it was just too high for Waddle to convert with the header. Stewart. Ratcliffe staying with him, and I think Stewart was aware that he didn't have the pace to get beyond Kevin Ratcliffe, so it was worth a crack. Waddle saying chase that, but Stewart had just been left a little breathless after his last run. Plenty of air in the lungs, though, of Paul Allen. Clark. This is Pat van den Hauwe. Cottee. Watson. The dummy by Stephen. Sharp's right in there, so too is Stephen again. Houghton. It is a corner, and Houghton responding to some criticism there of his team from his teammates, who were asking him why he didn't clear the ball earlier. Stephen. Watson goes up. Sharp might have a shot here. Graham Sharp. Oh, and it's drilled in by Neil MacDonald. 1-1. 7 minutes left. Everton with numbers there, and eventually the ball broke for MacDonald, and a similar goal really to Paul Walsh's. Just placed by MacDonald across Tortsvet and into the corner. Tottenham 1, Everton 1, and the full complement of substitutions now, because just after the goal Tottenham brought on Naeem in place of Allen to play on the right hand side of midfield for the 6 minutes or so that remain. So a goal for Neil MacDonald, the right back, his third for Everton. Samways. Stewart to his left, and Walsh and Samways made the wrong decision really. Tottenham certainly had the chance to put the match beyond Everton before the equaliser, particularly when Walsh got in so close to Southall, but couldn't get the ball past him a second time. Well, today perhaps a draw would be an appropriate result. But all credit to the players who've gone out and given the most interesting game, which has been conspicuous for the quality of the midfield play and for two excellently taken goals. McDonald, the scorer of one, helping Watson. Cotty came to Houghton. Watson stepping in firmly. Still time though for a chance to be created to turn 1 point into 3 for one side or the other. Cotty never loses his appetite for goals. Torsvet was moving off his line to narrow the angle there for Cotty. Naib. Waddle. Naim. It's time really for defenders to take a safety first policy. Although Tottenham wanting to look progressively forward. Butters looking to pick out Stewart, but only finding the head of McDonald. Watson. Call and Walsh. Watson again. And that looked like handball by Trevor Stephen. It didn't matter in that Tottenham retained possession. Stewart. And it falls for Walsh. Can he get there before Southall? He has done. He scored again in the last minute. Stewart made it happen with the first shot. It couldn't have ricocheted better for Walsh. And he took it early and crisply this time. And Tottenham have a lead now, and they haven't got to defend it for long. Having lost the 1-goal advantage. 2-1 up, Everton trying to press here. Well, a former Liverpool player has had a significant say against Everton. Samways. He's nicked it away from McDonald. The crowd wanting the ball to be played across. Samways, I think, was a little bit more concerned about just keeping the ball and using up some time, but he can cross it now if he wants, and he doesn't want to do it. Now he finds David Howells. Everton being asked to chase the ball. We've had a minute of stoppage time. Tottenham finished their home programme with a win. The records will show that Paul Walsh scored twice, and for Everton, Neil McDonald replied. Everton will be pleased to get the game over with, though very disappointed to lose right at the last. But in truth, the result is very much secondary on a day when the thoughts of everyone here have been still distracted from the action that they've been watching. All credit to both sides for putting on such a display.